Greetings, flesh wound horror freaks, and welcome to our Best of 2021 special. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by the Predator Todd.
Good evening.
Pugs Dread.
Namaste.
And Mike Kruger.
What's up, you sick motherfuckers?
Gentlemen, how goes your day? Excited, one of our big shows of the year.
After the frustration of putting this fucking list together, yeah, I'm excited.
and nearly deleting it in our...
And I almost fucking deleted it. Ain't that a bitch?
You know, it's a solid year at the very least when you do obsess over the list. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And shit, 2020. I mean, my God, that was hard too. So
I think the hardest part for me was the order. Like, I can definitively say these are my favorite 10 films of the year.
Mm.
But I can't.
With the order, yeah, I'm with. Well, actually, the top tier of my list was easy. It was like the bottom where I'm like,
yeah, that's how I was.
On?
Yeah. What deserves to have that? Number 10 or number 9. That was what was hardest for me.
Yeah.
Same.
Yes, and guys, tonight as you listen, feel free to throw out your favorites or your top 10 if you can get a top 10. We'll throw that up for you. Also, your worst of the year as well.
We already got some of those.
Yeah.
Ben Grimm, go ahead, read that.
These are worst? Okay.
Yeah.
Old, Great White, The Unholy, Demonic, and Shook are my worst of the year. That's from Ben Grimm.
I got a couple of those on my list too.
The only one I would not include for me is Great White, because that's just okay. It's not great. It's barely okay white.
If that was the best of list, I was going to say, Ben, that
Dan
might be run out of the community, but
Dan, oh Jesus, Dan, he'll get it one day.
One day.
Patreon show coming soon. Pervert Park.
I even told Chris about it.
Oh, that's a rough movie. It's one of the roughest movies.
Hits home? It's too close to home, Dan?
No, that's a rough one. But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna count from 10 to our favorite, and I'm really curious. I will say in general this year, as lists have leaked out, they've been all over the place. There are some worst ofs that are on people's best ofs. So if you think we're full of crap or you disagree, as always.
This is why restaurants have menus. People have different tastes.
And
and there's some on my list I wouldn't consider a great movie, but I love them. Mm-hmm. So it's like one of those things where it's all our personal taste.
Yeah.
Indie Phantom Pervert Park is on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I still haven't watched it either. I need to check it out.
There's also a 60 minutes documentary on YouTube about Pervert Park. That's good too.
All right. Well,
but fuck them perverts. Let's get into these fucking top 10 lists, shall we?
Absolutely. So yeah, we'll start at 10. And we'll count our way up, and later we'll talk, our least favorites and some other things.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions, because it was tough, and we haven't talked. We don't know each other's picks, so we're finding out as you guys are.
Closest we came was I asked, "Does this count or does this count?"
Yeah.
I know. Last year I threw everyone off when my number one pick.
We should have called that though.
You really should have. For those who didn't watch last year's, my number one pick was Shakespeare's Shitstorm. So there's no new trauma this year. So, and also, Plugs, why don't you give us a reminder?
Well, no in-house trauma.
Well, yeah, a reminder about the Christmas cruelty thing, and keep aware of the.
Be on the lookout. Pitt and Magna, I think that's how you pronounce his name. The directors of Christmas Cruelty will never ask you for money. There's some dickhead going around there pretending to be them, trying to, scrape up some cash. But fuck that guy. He's not involved with it. Don't fall for it. The Christmas Cruelty guys will never ask you for money. But when Christmas Cruelty does come out from Unearthed Films, please be sure and support that shit because it's fucking worth it and it's awesome.
Unearthed Films Blu-ray this year. Absolutely. Check that out. So kicking it off tonight, Kruger, number 10.
All right, so my number 10 is Fried Berry. I fucking love that movie. the lead actor in it, he just does such a great job. I love the alien stuff that we got, and just even had some heartfelt moments too. It's not going to be for everybody. I know a lot of people that actually hated Fried Berry because Joe Bob showed it on the last drive-in, but I fucking loved it, and it's definitely a new classic that I've watched quite a bit this year so far, so it deserves my number 10 slot.
A genuine cult movie too. Like even if you don't like it, Fried Berry is an absolute cult film.
Yeah.
That is a good call. For me, my number 10 was really freaking hard to figure out, but here's what made the list. Because I had such a good time with it. Vicious Fun. A serial killer circle group. Come on. That's got me written all over it. I had a fucking blast with it.
2 Shutters so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vicious. That was I want to say we might have watched that last January, right?
It was early on.
Yeah, it was an earlier one, but it was that was one of the ones that I had where I was like, oh fuck, should this make the list or not? It was really close for me because I love that one too.
That one and 3 in the honorable mentions. Those were fighting fucking hard for it, but we'll get there.
I don't think Vicious Fun has had a Blu-ray either.
No, not that I know of.
I don't think it's had a DVD, which is very odd.
No, I hope it gets a Blu-ray eventually, but
yeah, it's
Shudder is. It's like fucking flipping a coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it really is. All right, so my number 10, a movie that could be the most obscure. I know not a lot of people are talking about it, but it is an Indian horror film, and the translation, The Heart Never Forgets. So I think I'll be talking about this more in the future, but this movie, I cannot think of anything to compare it to. Anything. You give me anything even close to it. It is a revenge story. It is a ghost story. Some dark comedy to be had. This is a ride. Nobody's talking about it, but it is.
You said it's Indian. Is there a dance number in here, or
there is?
Fuck yeah!
But not like
not Bollywood style.
Yeah. Well, no.
No, they only need one.
And if you watch a lot of Indian films, it's a Tamil language film. It's a little. If you watch enough, you can kind of see some of the differences from different regions. But it is just amazing. And I know a lot of people scoff at Indian horror films. They just doesn't connect with them. Yeah, this one might, because this is completely different. So it had to make my list. I had to get it in there because it's just there's nothing like it. So
where can you watch that one?
You can get it on Amazon. I know it's The Heart Never Forgets, and I can take a really it's such a hard to pronounce.
Give it a shot,
please.
I'm actually trying to bring it up because I just have it as The Heart Never Forgets. But all right, here we go. Ninjam Maripatali.
Better than I thought.
Yeah.
Look at you, Dan.
At least he didn't use an ethnic accent to say it. That's all.
I was concerned. I did set him up for that.
It is on Amazon Prime. I don't know that it's free, but I think you can like buy it for like $2 or something. Like it's not expensive, and just one that just not a lot of people have seen, and you should check it out. So The Heart Never Forgets.
All right, here we go. My number 10. I know it's probably going to be Pug's number 1, but I'm going with Karen because I had way too much fun.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I forgot about that.
So bad, but so awesome. As I said, this is my favorite. Like, I bought that on digital.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm glad it made the list because that actually never crossed my mind. Spoilers, it's not on my list, but it should have been.
That opening scene,
I should have remembered because I know you love that, but
that was a good time.
I know it's pretty low for me, but there was a strong year. I considered moving it higher, but it's not my number 1.
I needed a little more. From what I remember, I needed a little more craziness from that.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I love the idea of a Karen slasher flick, but it just wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I wanted because that's kind of what the trailer, presented, but what we got and like that whole final part with the lawyer and everything, that shit, that was whack.
I think it's a little too close to the movement to get a Karen proper, but one day it will happen. Where it's just fucking white ladies go around killing all these fucking black people. It's gonna be amazing.
All right. Wow. That's the beauty. I've completely forgotten about that movie. It's crazy. I just forgot that I saw it.
There we go. And Pugs will 100% agree with this statement.
Indie Phantom, Karen did need to go harder. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
way fucking harder.
I would have preferred her. Like kind of the same complaint I had with Kevin Smith and Kevin James and Becky.
Oh yeah,
he would play the Nazi and he didn't even like go hard into that character at all.
Yeah, you got to give us one.
I think that's the script, though. I mean, it wasn't like Kevin James, but like, yeah, I get what you mean. Like, there was a certain point in there where I was like, wow, he's like,
he could have fought for it. Like,
yeah,
come on.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a get to have him in that movie. So
yeah,
maybe that
could have been a little more American History X friendly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or colors.
All right. So Kruger, you're number 9.
Yeah, so my number 9, and I'm pretty sure it's probably on everybody's list higher, but Titan for me. Really happy I got to see it in theaters. Was a bloody good time. The only thing I wasn't crazy about and why it's not higher on my list is the ending. I wanted something a little bit stronger in the ending, but still a fucking fantastic movie. Probably one of my favorite kill sequences out of the whole year was in Titan, and it's a really well done film. And I still gotta get my hands on the Blu-ray. Fucking was hoping I could have picked it up at Best Buy yesterday when I grabbed Soho, but they didn't have it. So looking forward to that and rewatching it too. I've only seen it once, which is actually it's one of the only films on my list I've only seen once. But so I think I may like it even better.
It fucking sticks with you. That's for damn sure. So, right on. I bought it on digital right when it came out.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not gonna wait.
Once they didn't announce a 4K, I was like, yeah, that's easy. I can get a digital.
Yeah, I wish they would have did the 4K because I mean it's a beautiful looking film. I mean visually it's one of the best I think out of the year. But yeah, so Titan's my number 9. So what's yours, Pugs?
My number 9 is one we just went over recently that we almost missed, and it's The Medium.
Oh,
I really enjoyed that movie.
Nice.
So yeah, it's I think it's fucking pretty scary. I just love the way it's done as the mockumentary style and just the whole lore that I was unfamiliar with. And of course, Ming. So shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different cultural perspective for a familiar sort of possession thing is also, yeah, it really helps.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Number 9.
Oh, well, Ben Grimm just said, yeah, Titan Blue has some lame special features. Might as well get the digital.
Damn.
It's a $14.99 Blu-ray, at least when I bought it. So it's
It was like a $19.99 digital buy. I got that fucking thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't in a rush for the physical just because I know down the line that'll drop, especially because it's not 4K.
Yeah.
But I will own the physical eventually.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 9. Now this one is a bit controversial because it's actually on some worst of lists. This is not a movie that connected with everybody.
Candyman?
Although if I'm not, that's not that good. Spoiler alert, it's not.
Save
on
it.
the list.
Yeah, we know it's number 1.
So yeah, if you're waiting for that, you might want to keep waiting. But
Candyman Live matters.
if memory serves, my number 9, I think I probably liked it the most, but I don't think any of us hated it. And it's a film that still sticks in my head. It's very unique, and that is We Need to Do Something, the film adaptation of the Max Booth novel or novella, I should say.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I thought you guys did.
I wasn't a big fan, but I did think it was solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a movie that I still think about. It really captured my imagination. And again, it's on some worse stuff. Some people absolutely hated this one, but
I can see you going, that movie needed more Cooper. You fuck.
a lot of people wanted to see visually more than it showed.
That's kind of that was one of my issues is I would have liked to see what was going on outside. But it did have Ozzy in it, so that was kind of cool.
I'm a good boy. Yeah, maybe too ambiguous for some people, but I did love it. So yeah, we need to do something. That's not out on Blu-ray yet. I'm hoping soon.
Oh, it's me now. Okay, I'm sure this might be higher on everyone else's list, but I did rewatch it, and it definitely deserves a spot. And that is The Last Matinee.
Nice.
So, yeah. I know we were all fans of that one. So
Yeah, definitely.
great film.
It's a fucking good one.
Slasher from Uruguay. Yeah, I got it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. I got the vinegar, or not vinegar, but one of their partner labels.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It wouldn't be a show if Dan didn't tell us he owned it on DVD.
Blu-ray, sir. Which I'm glad to see.
Did you ever buy The Trouble of Being Born, Dan?
Nobody's bought it yet. That's not.
You
Yeah,
can
it's
get
not out.
you can get a German copy or Australian copy.
Oh, there
Austrian
you go.
copy.
All right. Todd 9, 8.
All right.
Kruger.
Indie Phantom said Last Matinee is top 5 for me. Man, that was beautiful.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
No arguments for me.
yeah, me either. So my number 8 is actually Malignant. Fucking love Malignant. I think James Wan really, there's times where with bigger budget Hollywood horror movies, you don't, really feel the heart and passion of a horror fan in it. And I think that one specifically, like I felt James Wan's love for horror. I loved all the influences, the slight giallo vibes we got. Gabriel, I mean, in my opinion, is the next slasher icon, and I think they're already talking about fucking Malignant too. So that's fucking 2 thumbs up for me. I think Gabriel's a really awesome, iconic character, and the kills in the movie were great. The music was great. Only thing I didn't like about the movie was, once again, the ending. But outside of the ending, I think it's fucking one of the best slashers we've gotten in a really long time. So Malignant's my number 8.
Right the fuck on. Well, this is where my list starts getting a little bit of fun. My number 8 is Godzilla versus Kong. It's a fucking monster movie, so it counts. Fuck y'all. Them going head to head was fun as fuck.
Now I gotta
Loved
fix
it.
my list.
That's funny that you actually have Godzilla versus Kong and I don't.
No, dude. That movie captured my imagination along with one other movie that I'm about to mention soon, and it's just popcorn and fun, and I'm all about that every now and again.
I preferred the second film in the trilogy, though. I
Same.
don't know about you.
Same.
Yeah. That's not to take anything away. I
Well,
love Godzilla Kong, but
it's
King Ghidorah.
technically a quadrilogy.
oh yeah, you're right.
In
Yeah.
total.
4. Yeah.
King
But,
of the Monsters is my favorite of all.
Yeah, that's my favorite as well. But yeah, I think Adam Wingard fucking fucked himself for me on that goddamn commentary track, talking about how none of this shit matters in the movie. Fucking, it's just to get to the other kaiju battle. I'm like, so you really think all us kaiju fans are this fucking stupid? God damn it!
But let's be real, we are waiting for the next battle.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But
make this in between interesting. It was interesting,
yeah, no, it was interesting. It just the way he went about it. That's why it didn't make my list. He fucked himself.
Ben Grimm, I hate how they did Kong. He was about to die like 5 times unless the military shows up.
Because Godzilla is better than Kong. That's why.
Indie Phantom, Godzilla versus Kong didn't quite work for me, but some of the fights were good.
Yeah, I think that Hong Kong neon lit battle was the
beautifully lit scene instead of at night and in the rain.
It could have been a lot better, sir.
I think I put Skull Island over it too.
I love Skull Island. That one.
Yeah, Skull Island's definitely a better movie.
Yeah,
but again,
on it, but yeah.
It's all in the daytime, beautifully lit and popping colors. So shocker.
All right, my number 8. We haven't had tons of crossover yet, but this will be one for me and Pugs, and that is the Thai film The Medium. Late watch, and thank God I got it in because I thought it was fantastic. A little long for some people. I guess that's the one criticism you could get, and then the found footage angle you could make cases about you wouldn't still be filming, but I still love The Medium, and it's hard for possession stuff now. You have to be unique, and that one was unique.
All right. Here we go. I don't know. I may get some heat for this one, but I get a tie. And you'll see why. Yeah, and you'll see why
That's
when I
not
say
how that
what
works.
No ties.
Hey, I did that shit last year. I'm not
Thank
saying
you.
shit.
That's
No
why.
ties.
But you'll see why when I do it and why I couldn't pick between these two. And that is Ted Bundy, American Boogeyman,
Oh wow.
and Arlie Mornos, American Boogie Woman.
Okay,
I couldn't
fair
pick
enough.
which one. They kind of go together. That's my
No, they
tie.
don't.
I would not give the nod to Ted Bundy, but your girlfriend's on the on the other one, so I understand.
See, I actually think I liked Eileen a little bit better.
Really?
Yeah.
Only probably because there's another Ted Bundy movie out there in the same year.
I mean,
That-
Eileen had
Which-
Jigsaw in it, so that I mean, what are you gonna do?
And that's the thing. No Man of God I couldn't put on the list because that's not a horror film.
I
at all.
disagree.
Really.
The Silence of the Lamb theory argument.
Damn it.
I would say it's a horror movie because it is also super fucking intense. You never know what Bundy's gonna fucking do.
Well, God damn it! Now I picked the wrong one.
That's fine.
I thought your tie was going to be the both Bundy movies that we got this year.
No, what was those two?
Okay.
Where are we at? 7?
We are at 7. Kruger, you're number 7.
Which is a movie
All right.
you still need to watch, Kruger.
Yeah, I do. My number 7 is Antlers. I fucking loved Antlers. Especially when I got the Blu-ray and I listened to some of the commentary and some of the special features. There's so much going on that you don't even like realize that the director put into the movie as subtext. But even with all that subtext, it never forgets it's a horror movie, and it has an amazing practical monster. Practical and CGI mixture. Guillermo del Toro also did a lot of work on that movie as well. Like, you know, he's not the type of producer that's just going to stamp his name on it and then go home after a day. He really put in a lot of work with the director on that movie. And I think Antlers is one of the best creature features that we've had in a very, very long time. So that is my number 7.
A lot of heart, too.
That
Yeah.
little boy fucking acted his balls off. Man, yeah, that's a good one. Number 7 for me. We're going to continue down the fun train, and this had to be included because I watched it 4 times the week it came out, and that's the Tomorrow War. Those white spikes, are scary as fuck.
Okay.
Monster movie. So that's for me. The Tomorrow War is number 7.
I need to rewatch it. That's a great film.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah.
Where are we getting confused at, Dan?
I was trying to remember what Tomorrow War was, and I realized it was the Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, those white spikes are the first time we see them. That's fucking terrifying.
Another one I forgot on my list. Damn it.
And the thing that was cool about that is they used actual practical effects too. That could have been an easy CGI job, but they went out there and fucking made some practical white spikes. I'm all for that. And the promotional shit for that movie in Japan was badass. They had like a white spike fucking in a like shipment tank fucking riding.
They had one in Venice out here too, and I found out too late. So
yeah, super
fucking
cool.
rad. Yeah. Make more.
All right, my number 7, also one that I got in last month, I believe, and that is the French film from director Mathieu Turi, Meander. This one blew my mind. It's a bit of a genre blender, horror, sci-fi. It's got a lot going on, but man, did that take me for a ride. If you're a fan of Cube or even Saw for that matter, you really should check out Meander. It's another one that it's not getting a ton of coverage, and I think it's unfortunate.
And that one's streaming on Netflix? Which one's that one on? Or is that one not
Netflix.
streaming?
No, Amazon Prime.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, or it still is as of this recording, free on Amazon Prime.
And when Dan says free, he means included in your paid subscription.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have to have Prime, yeah.
Well, no, because there's free IMDb TV movies. You got to break that habit, Dan.
Yeah. But that's a good way to see it. You won't regret it. I think Meander was amazing. It could have had a theatrical release and caught on huge, I think. It's really good. So,
At a
yeah,
different
that's my
time,
number
sure.
7.
All right. My number 7 is gonna be. I'm sure I'm the only one who's gonna have this one, but you'll get why I made it. And that is Fear Street Part 1, 1994.
Wow.
So
I wouldn't have been mad if you would have said all 3. Actually, that's what I thought the tie was going to be.
I considered that, but I couldn't do it again.
Okay. Yeah.
That,
But I do think the first one is the best of the three.
I agree.
I think I agreed with you.
And
It definitely has the best kill out of all three of them.
And then
it
the
So that is
peaks
the bread.
early.
The bread. I'll just say bread, right?
Yeah.
I
Right,
think it redeems itself on the last half of the third one because it does kind of go off.
Ooh.
But of course, we come back to 94, so I'm already in love again.
Yeah, 90. Well, like that. Yeah, the last half of the last one, but that first stretch when they're back in like what was it, like 1666 or whatever? That was fucking awful.
I was so glad when we switched back. I was like,
Me
okay,
too.
yeah. Indie Phantom agrees. 94 was the best of the three.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it peaked a little early for me. I didn't hate it though. I did like Fear Street. It just
I do appreciate that it got a bunch of eyes on horror movies again. So I'll always take that as a win.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 6.
Yep. So my number 6, actually, Todd already brought this one up. It's The Last Matinee. Fucking love that slasher. More shallow vibes in that one too, but it's not technically a shallow because you know who the killer is, and it's more of a slasher movie. But yeah, I love that fucking thing. Was really surprised by it too. And slashers in movie theaters are awesome. I love popcorn as well. So
I'm just good with movies like Demons is not a slasher, but that one's great too. Just like stuff said in the theater is always
it's all.
good.
But I
Porno,
do.
midnight movie.
Here's one no one remembers. Phantom of the Ritz. Is it technically a theater? But yeah, that's one that no one's salvaged. I mean, Phantom of the Mall finally got some love, but I'd like to see someone tackle that.
I think Porno would be a little more well regarded if it weren't for the name. I don't think the name does it any favors.
I don't know. I like that movie, but I wasn't crazy about it because some of the effects were a little like cheap looking. But it did
nail the important one.
The dick explosion was great, but some of the demon effects was.
Yeah,
but I do think Last Matinee is probably the like even over Popcorn. I think it's one of the best slashers set in the movie theater for sure.
Indie Phantom, fuck yes! You guys should do a special on slashers set in cinemas.
I'm down.
I'm looking for a reason to pull out my Phantom of the Ritz Laserdisc. So.
Let's do this. Midnight movie for sure. Which one of you hasn't seen it? Todd, is it you?
I haven't.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You haven't seen either?
No.
Oh well, maybe we will have this show.
Oh, I hope I don't have like Cold Prey
You
member
might.
berries, but I remember loving that fucking thing.
Midnight movie was like a discount bin staple for a long time. Like
Phantom of the Megaplex. Wasn't that one like a Disney one, Ben? Not that I have any English.
Yeah, you know what? I think it is. I remember that.
Anguish, yeah, that's another. I watched that forever. I remember my
Anguish
Popcorn.
Is
The last
Anguish. Yeah, Anguish is very good.
That one always reminds me of my aunt who like got me into horror because I remember being over at her house and we rented Anguish and it scared me as a youngster and I've only watched it like once since. I need to revisit it.
Let's go. Dude.
Yeah,
I'm fucking down. I've never seen it.
Okay, yes. Ben Grimm, yes, Megaplex's Disney movie.
Yeah,
all right, Fleshman Jr.'s pugs. Let's knock it out.
Hey, we're bringing it back. Cool. Where are we at?
Number 6 for
Last Matinee. Okay, so for me, my number 6, very heartfelt movie, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Fuck yeah.
Amazing piece of fucking art. It's beautiful. That's how you do it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Movie fucking rules.
No, I'm with you. That one was hard to keep off my list because it did make me start to tear up at the end too.
Yeah.
I went back and forth on that one because, well, I don't know. I didn't include it in the genre, even though
we did the episode on Flesh Wound Horror, not Flesh Wound Horror.
No. I know. No. I get that. I'm not arguing it's not. It just didn't cross my mind. It's on my list for best of the year. I just didn't put it in this list. And now I can't replace anything.
I had fun with it. There's things to pick at in the movie, but I did have a lot of fun, and I thought the new characters were really
great.
Strong.
Yeah. That little girl, like she made the movie for me. That and podcast.
And I know that's your second favorite little girl of the year, Kruger.
Oh yeah.
This is true. We'll get to that later. Don't you fucking worry.
Number 6, Dan.
Number 6. So we just reviewed this one not too long ago, actually on 666, I believe. So I'm not going to go super in depth. But my number 6 pick is the Canadian film Come True. This one was super unique. I know it's on a lot of best ofs. It also, again, it's on some worst ofs, though. It didn't connect with everybody. But Carl Jung, just as a horror movie, his writing, and this one, I really am still thinking about it, and I really went with what was unique and different, and Come True is a gem, an absolute gem. I love it, and you can go back and listen to the recent review for more.
That's a good one. I liked it quite a bit too. Mr. Todd.
Well, this one's already made someone's top 10, and that's Malignant. So that's my number 6.
Fuck yeah.
So.
I'm glad that you enjoyed it that much, Todd.
Yeah.
There's so many, like, it's so hit or miss with people. Like, some people absolutely fucking hate it, but some people fucking love it. I think if you know all the inspiration and where, like, James Wan took, pieces of different movies and mixed them together, I think that's where, you start to really love it.
It almost just got replaced for Afterlife. I'm just saying.
I think what I liked
about screwed up my order.
What I liked about Malignant was it wasn't what I expected. I mean, I'm a little bit like in between on the movie, but I do think it was fun, and it like, oh wow, I just thought this was going to be kind of a generic,
that's
supernatural type ghost story.
Yeah, that was my whole thing. Is like it just looked like your generic,
James Wan ghost movie. That's exactly how it was marketed. Like
and then it comes in and fucking hits you with awesome Gabriel and all these brutal ass kills. Like, they didn't hold back at all. And that's like I said, that's a movie where the director's just like, you know what, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want this time. And I love the
and he has the power to do that.
Yeah. He's got that Aquaman fuck you money.
Dude, Aquaman, one of the most successful Fast and the Furious. You're gonna tell me no, I'll go somewhere else and I'll have it made there. Okay, Mr. One. Go ahead.
All right.
We're on to number 5 now.
Yeah, I know. Top 5. Jeez, that was quick.
All right, so my top 5, it's your birthday, and we want you to have fun. Willy's Wonderland. Fucking, of course it was going to make my list. Nicolas Cage going absolutely batshit on some animatronics. They mix fucking Pizzagate with the animatronics fucking storyline. Fucking love that goddamn movie, and it's a classic. I've watched it so many goddamn times this year. I really hope it gets a fucking sequel. I know there's comics right now that we're getting that are prequel comics, which is really cool, and they're fucking even way more brutal than the movie ever got.
Is he still not saying anything in the comics?
No, the prequel comics are all about the animatronics and the serial killers behind them, and like them just killing a bunch of children, basically. So it's fucking rad as hell, and I really hope we either get a sequel or a prequel to Willy's Wonderland, because it does have its fan base, and it's another one of those Nicolas Cage movies where he just goes absolutely ridiculously batshit, and it's fucking awesome. So Willy's Wonderland's my number 5.
It's amazing how Nick Cage is doing these films that, for the most part, are not widely released in theaters anyways, that are getting merch and all this attention. It's amazing. Actually, his new movie, though, where he plays himself, I think is getting a wide release. So
yes, it's going to be in theaters, or at least my theater. So I'm super excited to go watch that one.
I want a figure like the My Name is Bruce figure, so it's just like a figure of Nick Cage.
Yeah, I mean, we do need a Nick Cage figure. I mean, fuck, we still need Mandy figures too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, number 5.
Number 5 for me.
Yeah.
No Man of God. That's the reason why I fought for it hard earlier, because
that makes
it's. If you equate it to like Silence of the Lamb, it's almost the same thing. We are talking to this crazy monster of a human being, and it's just Elijah Wood and I forgot Homeboy's name, but like
a great film.
It's I really hope it gets some Oscar attention at least, if not a nod. Fucking push it for consideration. Let them walk the carpet. It's a fucking fantastic movie. Highly recommend watching it as soon as possible.
The Bundy actor, I thought, captured him perfectly. Like, he didn't go too over the top with it. He got all of his mannerisms down.
Nailed it.
Perfect.
You can do a side by side, and it is fucking
like some very like little things. If you watch like Bundy video and of him, and it's just like, oh wow, that guy nailed it.
Yeah, Zac Efron ain't got shit on that dude.
No. I like that movie, and that movie's dropped so many pegs now.
Yeah, just because of everything that we've gotten recently. Yeah.
But No Man of God is like my definitive Ted Bundy movie. Like, I can't go.
I feel that. Yeah.
I still go back because I like what was the Bundy one from the 2000s, Dan? I can't remember the director.
It's just called Bundy.
Yeah.
The one that Tiffany Shepis was in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I've never seen that one.
It's really good, but like No God of Man is
Very inaccurate, though, was that one. But
Well, so is Henry.
Well,
Oh my God.
I'm not saying it's not a good movie. But,
Oh God, I love Henry too. It's like slowly crept up on me how much
Henry too.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
different.
I need to rewatch it. You can't beat Michael Rooker in the.
And that's the
first-
thing. It's just a bad. I don't even want to say it's a bad B movie, but it is like we're taking this and just kind of doing our own thing. So
Yeah.
But
I love Michael Rooker. It's
yeah.
I mean, fucking Henry's one of my favorite movies of all time. Like,
yeah, same here.
so I hold it high.
Yeah.
fuck the Bears.
Indie Phantom has a question. What is the movie that you just said, Pugs? I'm assuming
You missed the title.
Your pick.
No Man of God.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If you're talking about his pick, yeah.
Yeah, the Elijah Wood, Ted Bundy movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Elijah Wood.
Oh yeah, dude.
Post Lord of the Rings, he's made some really daring.
Yeah,
and
he can do whatever the
cool
fuck he wants to because he
Yeah.
has that money, and he does.
I mean, Maniac and Come to Daddy are two recently, or not Maniac's not recent, but Come to Daddy is, and
Yeah.
both of those movies are fucking amazing. And what he did with Spectre Vision, I mean, fucking goddamn, he's put out some great shit.
Indie Phantom. Henry 2 is a good time. Just another cool serial killer flick. I will take them all. Same here, bud.
We got some serial killer stuff coming up too. What did we just do on the Patreon? We did the Ken and Barbie documentary and
Yes.
film Carla.
Yes.
Yeah. Check out patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. That all starts at just $1, and you can check that out. All right, my number 5 pick is the South African eco horror film Gaia. It wasn't the only eco horror film this year. In the Earth came out a little bit earlier, I believe, and I think Gaia is by far the better of the two.
Absolutely.
I absolutely adored Gaia. I was very impressed. Wish I got to see it in the theater. I did not, but
Highly recommend
20
it.
minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's when your theater fucking the power
man.
went out. Yeah.
Fucking annoying, but whatever. I'm glad I saw it. It's fucking great.
Dude, it was perfect when I went to go see it at the theaters because it was literally just me and my fiance, and that was it. It was fucking awesome. Just visually, goddamn, so good.
yeah, it's always sad to me though to see something that good and it is an empty theater. I mean, I enjoy.
No,
the
I get
space,
that,
but it's like, come on, guys, check. Support the good stuff. I mean, Gaia was really fantastic, and if you haven't checked it out yet, you should. Hulu. It's also on DVD. Unfortunately, no Blu-ray as of yet.
4K was announced today, but it's coming from a French label.
Well, that's okay. Even if you're not region free, I mean, you can get the 4K then.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking that up.
Yeah, highly recommended. Todd, you're number 5.
Did you go? I already forgot what yours was. Oh yeah,
Gaia.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 5, and I'm sure I won't be the only one on this one. That's Censor. This is where it gets hard for me. My top 5, I could rearrange this order like 5 times and still not be satisfied. Because I would already redo it because there's a couple things I forgot.
And on my rewatch of Censor, I actually liked it a lot more. And I watched the short film that she did before, Nasty, and it's awesome if you watch it because it like there's a bunch of stuff from that actually put into censor too. Fucking hell of a feature film, or our first feature film.
Yeah.
I mean, goddamn.
I need to watch this short.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't put it on my top 10 actually is because I knew it was going to get representation elsewhere. So
Representation matters.
All right, number 4. Mr. Kruger.
All right, so number 4 is Skull the Mask, or Skull a Massacre de Ananga. I fucking love that goddamn movie. It's basically my wrestling gimmick thrown into a slasher. So I could not fucking not have that on, on this top 10. And Ananga is an amazing killer. I mean, he's obviously got Jason Voorhees fucking inspiration, but what they do with, almost go into cosmic horror aspects with the, the mask and everything. Fucking awesome movie. I love the kills. Blood soaked gore, everywhere to be found in that thing. And, if you're a gore hound like me, it's definitely for you. And yeah, it's one of my favorite slashers of recent years for sure.
Let's get this English speaking remake going. Well, ask Pitt, see what he's doing.
Yeah, right.
You can fucking start.
I'm down.
Yeah,
I still got the mask somewhere, so I may have to dust it off. But yeah, Skull the Mask. It's on Shudder if you haven't seen it. Perfect way to waste an hour and a half of your time, because it's just a fun ass Brazilian slasher, and you don't get many horror films out of Brazil. So it was nice to see. It was nice to see that, and just I think it's really well done. It's one of the perfect cult films of the year. I think The Mask should be the new slasher franchise.
Ben Grimm.
Skull the Mask. I mean, yeah, definitely. I'm with you there. I'd want to see sequels. I was really bummed out Skull the Mask didn't get a Blu-ray either. It did get a DVD, and DVD actually does look good if you have a Blu-ray fucking upscaler. But I do still want a actual proper Blu-ray with special features and everything.
Nice.
I see that maybe coming out again.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Somebody will do a big special edition.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if some boutique label picked it up. Because it definitely deserves it. I mean, the fucking kills and gore alone, and the character. I mean, you're gonna be satisfied. There's some things that you can nitpick at, but for me, I love that fucking movie. I probably watched it like at least 6 times this year.
Oh damn.
Yeah. For me, number 4 through 1, it was pretty easy to figure out. So all these were set pretty fucking strong. Love every one of them. But number 4 is Titan, and we've talked about it already. Movie fucking rules. Just watch it. I like the ending, and all was missing was some Terminator 2 music, and it would have been fucking amazing, extra amazing. So, weird one, fucking unique as hell. Yeah, it's just so good. So, Titan, number 4 for me.
All right. My number 4 is, and my top 4, to be honest, they've gone, they've switched places.
You're same as me. Okay.
But my number 4 is actually the only, what I would say, widely released horror film, and that is Nighthouse, theatrically released, which I think is a masterclass of grief horror. It's really funny because I remember when the trailer for Nighthouse came out, in my head I'm thinking, oh, okay, generic ghost.
It was so horribly promoted. I remember I went and saw it, and I told you guys you have to go watch it.
I love Rebecca Hall. She's fantastic. So I mean, and let's be honest, I see any horror movie in the theater, it doesn't matter. But I had zero expectations. Then I went in and I'm like, wow, this was much more than I was expecting. Nighthouse is absolutely fantastic, and you should all check it out if you haven't already.
And to piggyback off Dan, that's my number 4 also. So
nice.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Nighthouse a lot. I wasn't like crazy on it because I would have preferred, maybe some more graphic scenes of horror. But it is a really well done movie. Even though since you told me about the Hellraiser shit, Pugs, it's got me fucked up for life every time I watch it. Anyways, so we're to number 3.
Yeah, 3.
So my number 3 is
Todd went. You're also Nighthouse, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so my number 3 is Last Night in Soho. Fucking love that movie. What's her name? Anya
Taylor-Joy.
Yeah. Holy fuck, is she a goddamn star? I mean, she can sing, she can fucking act, she's stunning on screen. She really was a highlight in that movie for me. But also the other lead actress, Thomasin McKenzie. Holy shit, man. Like, just both of those actresses really were phenomenal in that movie. The movie also, like, I was expecting it to be good because it had these really awesome trailers, but I was not expecting to get the level of horror that we actually got in that movie. We got some gory scenes, and like I'm in love with that goddamn movie visually too, just with the color palette and everything, the neon lights, beautiful stuff. That final act is one of the strongest final acts of any horror movie I think I've seen all year. So that's why it's number 3. So Last Night in Soho, and if you haven't checked that out, I think you need to, especially if you're, I don't know, Dan, maybe you'll see the comparison here, but do you get Giallo vibes for sure in that movie? Like, I feel like that could pass as a supernatural Giallo.
Oh yeah, no, definitely aesthetically for sure.
I was gonna say the look of it, absolutely.
The look and just the twist and stuff. Like I feel like that's a Giallo film to me, and I mean it's one of my favorite if you're gonna put it in that genre. So yeah, check out Last Night in Soho and get the fucking 4K because the special features are phenomenal on it. I mean, some really great stuff.
Edgar Wright at this point, like anything he does, I almost feel bad because the expectations are just so bad.
See, I haven't seen everything he's done, but I have seen like Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. And outside of everything I've seen, I think this was his best movie so far. But I do need to watch more of his stuff.
The only thing I haven't seen from his is Baby Driver.
I haven't seen that, and I haven't seen what the hell is it? At World's End or whatever.
I like that one too.
No, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Good call though. For me, number 3, this was my number 1 for a long time. It's The Stylist. It's the beautician maniac. Fucking fell in love with it instantly, and I still love it to this day. I don't think it's getting enough love. It's quirky. It's fucking a little weird. It's just it's mean at the end. So yeah. I fucking loved it. The Stylist is my number 3.
Yeah, that was one that was battling Fried Berry. For number 10, but when I rewatched it, I think it was appropriate where I put it. But I'm glad you liked it so much because that was one I was really looking forward to because of how awesome the short was. And I saw the short on some other anthology horror film a while back, and I was like, "Fuck, this needs to be a feature-length movie." Lady Maniac, holy shit! And the result was good.
Fuck yeah, love it. Dan.
All right, my number 3, I've already been talked about tonight, and that is Titane. There is so much more to this film than just reading the synopsis. I know a lot of people are like, that doesn't sound like it's for me, but dig beneath the surface. It's a fantastic movie. I mean, I knew I'd probably like it. I really enjoyed Raw, the director's previous film.
See, and I didn't like that one, but I loved this one.
It's a little hyped, but it's good.
I wasn't crazy about Raw, but I did like it. But I think Titane is miles.
Yeah, Titane is I think her masterpiece thus far. If you haven't checked it out, again, $14.99 on Blu-ray. A lot of people I know complaining about these $50 releases we're getting right now. This one is a fantastic film, and it's only going to cost you $14.99. So support it, check it out. Once again, you've not seen anything like it before, and that's a big thing for my list.
Watch The Imposter before you watch that movie too. That's an amazing documentary, and there's big inspiration from that. taken in that movie too.
Mhm.
All right, mine, and I know it's going to come up again tonight, so I don't know if we may want to hold off talking about it, but I'll just go real quick. Number 3 is Psycho Gorman, so I know it's coming up again later. I loved it, and we'll just go with that for now.
Right on.
Cool.
Fair enough. All right, so we are what at 2
Number
now, right?
2.
Jesus Christ. All right, so number 2, Dan already brought it up. Gaia. I fucking love Gaia. I think it's visually one of the best movies we got this year. The body horror aspects of it are fucking phenomenal. I see a lot of people bitching that it took too much from The Last of Us, but honestly, if you've played The Last of Us and you watch the movie, there's pretty distinct differences. Maybe some of the character design you could say, okay, they took some inspiration from that, but I think it takes more inspiration from Mantango than anything. And I fucking think it's an amazing movie, and if you haven't seen it, you can check it out on Hulu. And like I said, there was a 4K announced today, actually, coming from some French label, so hopefully everybody will get their hands on that and check out that amazing fucking movie. Double it up with In the Earth. I think that could be a really good double feature together.
Yeah.
They go together for sure.
Yeah.
You might have a seizure trying to watch it.
Yeah. Don't watch that if you have epilepsy, but
Protect your feet at all costs.
I don't have epilepsy, but there was one point where I was like, oh Jesus, I gotta. And it goes on for a long time too. But there were other issues with that movie, unfortunately for me. But
yeah, I agree with you though. Gaia is like what it does, what that one was trying to accomplish, way fucking better and more entertaining too.
Number
For
2,
me,
Bugs.
number 2 has been mentioned already, and it's The Nighthouse. That movie fucking blew me away. And I remember watching it in the theater, and I mentioned this before, and I turned to my buddy. I'm like, if we get Cinebites by the end of this fucking movie, I'm gonna lose my shit. And then later on, I found out that it was originally started out as a script for a Hellraiser movie. I'm like, I felt it. Didn't know, but I fucking felt it. But Rebecca Hall is fucking incredible. The message of the movie is fucking incredible. I love this so much. It's great, fucking great. So that's my number 2.
Isn't it funny how like you see her in Godzilla versus Kong? It's not like she was bad or anything, but like, you know, you're like, oh, okay, she's all right. And then you see the Nighthouse and you're like, holy fuck, this chick can act.
Dude, let's get her and Toni Collette to do another Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. I will fucking cream my pants.
I've said it before. I mean, I've been a fan of Toni Collette long before Hereditary, but like she's hit that level where I don't even care what the genre is. I'm sold by a name.
By her, yeah.
I can't say that about a lot where it's just like, okay, I don't need to know anything else. Toni Collette, I'll check it out because I know I'm going to get an excellent
Can you imagine
performance.
Toni Collette and Rebecca Hall bouncing off each other with like Whatever Happened to Baby Jane scripts?
Yeah, I mean, Nighthouse wasn't Rebecca Hall's first horror film, but I hope now like we get more and more from her. I hope she becomes the next big thing in horror. She deserves it after Nighthouse. So
see, I think she can be above the genre too. Like I think to be the next big thing in horror is a little bit short-sighted.
Well, yeah, she's not going to do like 50 horror movies, but I hope like even if she gave us a handful more Nighthouses in her career, I will consider that, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, Jamie Lee Curtis didn't make that many horror movies. And look at how, I mean, Toni Collette, Rebecca Hall, also better actresses than Jamie Lee Curtis. Sorry.
Dude,
I don't think you need to apologize for that. Jamie Lee Curtis knows that.
Not taking anything away from Jamie Lee, but she was actually not very good in the movie that shall not be named, or it might be, and then I'll rant, but
it might be.
All right. Sorry, I'm next, right?
Yeah.
2. All right, my number 2 film that has been mentioned. I think it is a absolute masterpiece, and that is Censor. Got the beautiful Blu-ray right here. this was a film that just slayed me this year. To this, and I'm a huge fan of Niam Algar. I think she's fantastic on Raised by Wolves. Sorry, I'm spacing on the name, but Raised by Wolves is probably one of my favorite. It is my favorite TV show running
Season
right
2.
now. Season 2 next month. Yes. One of the great performances. We're going to be seeing a lot from her in the future. Enid was just an iconic character for me, and I was really happy to see this get a Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. More new films like this, I'd love to see be embraced, because a lot are seeing censored that wouldn't have otherwise checked it out had it not have come out through Vinegar Syndrome.
I don't even agree with that, because most of those people don't even open those discs. They just put them on their shelves for their slipcovers.
Well, yeah, fuck those people. But
I'm just being honest.
But they're aware of it at least, and yeah, Censor's fantastic. It was a tough one. It could have been my number one. It's a strong top 5.
No.
All right, it's me. It's already been discussed, and that is Titan. That's my number 2. Great film. It almost was number 1, but then we had that great
Have
film.
naked bitches in Cadillacs.
I was sold at that point. I was like at the first 5 minutes. Oh, you forgot fishnets, but those 3, yeah.
I knew it was in the area.
All right, okay.
Number
Here
one.
we
all the
go.
way around.
I know this one, but I'm not.
Yeah, big fucking shocker what my number 1 is going to be. But yeah, Psycho fucking Gorman. I adore that fucking movie. Psycho Gorman's one of the coolest goddamn characters I think we've gotten in a horror film out of, I fucking love that goddamn thing. Kaiju vibes, tokusatsu vibes, fucking Gwar vibes in that goddamn thing. Steven Kostansky outdid himself, and I think it's funny because I don't think he even realized how popular that movie was going to be, and now he has to deliver these sequels to live up to the reputation of that thing. And I really hope he knocks it out of the park. I don't have any doubts he won't. But yeah, Psycho Gorman, man, it's just everything I love about horror and just genre films in general is chock filled in that movie with a bunch of just silly kid humor, and it reminds me why I love horror films, and that's why it's my number 1. On top of Psycho Gorman just fucking ripping people's spinal cords out and making swords out of them. I mean, what's not to love about that either? So yeah, Psycho Gorman. Yeah, and the hunky boys. I mean, the one-liners and the marketing and everything that's come around that movie too has just made my love for it grow more. I mean, I got the fucking beer mugs over here. Fucking beer cans are over there on top of the Gamera set. I absolutely adore Psycho Gorman, and that is my number 1.
Fuck yeah. That's a good one. But for me, my number 1 blew every other movie out of the water for me. It was one of my favorite experiences in the theater this year, or last year, I should say. And it's because I knew it was going to be good, but I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. And that's Last Night in Soho. And I watched it last night, and it holds up magnificently. That is a masterpiece. And yeah, some people claim that they saw the reveal coming. Big fucking deal. It's still a great journey, and that last act, it's like if you like horror, here's all the horror you fucking want. We got knives, possible spirits, fire. Fucking brilliant, wonderfully acted. Everyone's awesome. Even the black crackhead that Dan kept saying was not a crackhead. He looked like a goddamn crackhead.
God damn.
He did. I fucking love that movie. It's amazing. Easily best movie of the year for me.
Oh, nice. Stone Gassman, a friend of the show, that was his number 1. There's a lot I'm curious what everybody's number 1s because it's all over the place. There's no consensus on it. So
you're gonna tell us yours?
Yeah.
all right, we're at. Sorry, I lost
number 2, Dan. We're at number 2.
Number 2.
Right, number one, dude.
I already did.
Yeah, we
Okay.
know, Dan.
Yeah.
I lost my spot. All right, number one. All right, so if you've paid attention, this may not be a huge shock. I know I've sung the praises of this movie for quite a while now, and that is
Halloween Kills. Woo!
no. I'd have some kind of brain damage if I picked that as my number one.
Evil
Wow,
dies
Dan.
tonight.
After my glowing review of it, but no, Saint Maud from Rose Glass. I think this movie again, another actress, Morfydd Clark, amazing. There were a couple points, like I said, I thought maybe Censor, Nighthouse, Tatane could have potentially have had this spot because I really love those movies, but they just couldn't quite edge out Saint Maud for me. It took a long time to watch this movie, and it was absolutely exceeded my expectations. I love it. Best ending of the year too.
I gotta rewatch it because I remember I was very underwhelmed when I watched it. But maybe now that I think just because my expectations for anything A24 being a horror movie is like super fucking high, it didn't live up to it. But I do want to rewatch it.
Yeah, it didn't make my list, but I do really like that one.
Same.
So, all right, my number one. Make sure he's not gonna fall down or anything.
So I
It's-
figured.
It's Blumhouse Films. No, I'm kidding. It's not Halloween Kills. It's Last Night in Soho. Also, there's there's
yeah.
nothing else that can touch that this year, in my opinion.
Wow,
High fucking five, Todd. You're
There
fucking
you go.
100% correct.
that's I'm actually shocked. I was not expecting that from you.
Really? What were you expecting then? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe you would have pulled the wool over everybody's eyes. Not really, but
I was
fucking
expecting
Halloween
Ghostbusters.
Kills.
You know what?
You gave that piece of shit a 5, so I thought you might pick it. I really did.
It was in my list till I remembered Fear Street. It was number 10.
Oh,
I would love to have Halloween Kills on my list, but I'm gonna be realistic. Other movies were better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
many.
That's it.
All right, that was. We had some crossover,
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
but
Just
like
different orders.
yeah, like towards the bottom, not as much. I don't think. A little
No.
bit, but once we hit the top, there was not consensus, but a little more than I thought that there would be.
I'm actually really surprised you had Gaia on your list. I didn't think it was going to make it, but I'm glad it did, Dan.
Oh, on my list, yeah, no, I love Gaia. I thought Gaia was fantastic. So I guess we can talk some honorable mentions because there were quite a few that were fighting for the last few spots
Dude,
for me.
or fucking real. Who wants to go first on that one?
I'm sure we'll have crossover too, but
Yeah.
I will throw out one and we can bounce back and forth because I don't think it's going to be any honorable mention from you guys. Just barely didn't make my list, but I really it's another one that's stuck in my head all year. And I watch a lot of movies. I forget a lot of movies, but I could not forget Caveat, which I thought not for everybody, but it's stuck in my head and it's genuinely creepy. If you haven't checked it out, it is on Shudder, and that'll be one that I'll throw out as a honorable mention. The other one that I know you guys aren't going to throw out there is the Indonesian horror film, a remake, Queen of Black Magic, a remake of the 1981.
I watched that. Yeah.
It's not perfect. There are some issues with
the
it.
CGI is really bad in it, like really fucking bad. But the story's really good. I can agree with that.
There's other Indonesian horror that's come out just recently in Pedagore and May the Devil Take You, which I rank all those higher than this, but I do think it's worth checking out. Absolutely.
I think Impenagore may be my favorite out of those.
Oh, and Pedagore is fantastic. Indonesian horror, it's a great region for horror. So.
The old witch hanging up people's skin on the clotheslines. Fucking love that. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
I'll fucking just go into some of my honorable mentions. VHS 94. It was really hard for me not to put it on my list just because of fucking hail Ratma.
Mm.
Ratman is the shit and one of the coolest creatures we got out of the whole year. If I could fantasy book, Ratna would be fighting off fucking the Wendigo and Antlers at some point in film history. But yeah, I love VHS 94, but the wraparound is so shit. And it pisses me off because all the segments are actually solid, but the wraparound is just goddamn dog shit. And that's why I couldn't put it on my list, even though I loved the Ratman segment and I love the cyborg, weird steampunk, robot segment. That fucking wraparound is goddamn dog shit. Hail Ratman, Ben. Absolutely. That's one of the goddamn coolest creatures ever. And
I thought that was going to be on all your lists, and I liked it obviously a lot too. But I was like, okay, that one's actually I could have seen it being top 5 for.
I just think it's the fucking wraparound, man. It's just it's poorly done, and just you're sitting there and you're like, you had all this badass shit right before this, and this is how you end the fucking movie. Come on.
If it had a stronger wraparound, I could see me putting it on my list too.
Yeah.
I got 4 honorable mentions, but I'll go one at a time.
Oh, that's cool. I got a few more too. So.
Okay, cool.
I'll go after Pugs.
What do I want to give away first? Let's do that one. Someone is in the house. This movie gets a lot of shit, but it felt like another Scream to me. So and I fucking love Scream, so I had a good time with that one. That almost made my list. But.
That church kill, fucking awesome.
Fucking solid. Who's next?
I thought you had a few.
Oh, well, I thought we're taking turns.
Okay.
Here. No.
All right. Well, then I'm just gonna go to the top one on my list that Kruger's gonna hate, but I'm just giving it an honorable mention. I'm not saying it's a great movie, and that's Shadow in the Cloud. I had too much fun with that one.
Was that this year?
Yes.
It was January.
It was
fucking what's her ass? The movie?
Yeah,
Chloe Grace.
Yeah, girl, are you out of your mind?
It's actually quite good until they reveal the creature.
Yeah, and that's why it fucking sucks balls.
Well,
I keep getting controversy years too.
That was the first one we watched this in 2021.
2021.
Okay, yeah, it was.
I remember having fun talking about it more than the actual movie. So
I bought it on digital in 4K.
It's fun in a dipshitty kind of way.
Yeah,
and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like if you just want like a goofy sci-fi channel movie with a somewhat big star, yeah, but up until the creature reveal, it's actually pretty interesting.
Well, no, even the creature reveal, the creature's fucking great, but then they just go so hard in
kung fu fight with
women empowerment fucking bullshit, and the fucking baby hanging off the goddamn plane. Like
it made me laugh. I mean,
you're making me want to watch it again.
God damn, I hated that piece of shit.
Is that your Halloween kills?
That's hilarious.
No, there's still some. We'll get to that in the
okay. Who's next?
Dan, right?
Well, another one I can throw out there because I don't think any of you will is My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It To.
I need to watch that.
I still want to see that. Yeah.
Very in the vein of Martin, the George Romero flick, kind of a very
never seen that.
Yeah, quiet, dramatic vampire type story that really hit for me. It didn't crack the top 10 or anything, but I watched that. That was actually the last movie I watched for this show. So I got to throw that out there. Also for just fun films that weren't anywhere close to the top 10, but I had a great time with were Jacob's Wife, which is a great vehicle for Barbara Crampton, and Boys from County Hell, an Irish vampire horror comedy that I thought that one impressed me as well. I had just fun. Doesn't reinvent the wheel or do anything particularly unique, but and Boy Behind the Door. I think we all liked that one.
Oh yeah, that was great.
I didn't.
I don't remember watching.
I thought you did.
Oh, you did.
That's the one with the little black kid and
the
phone. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Kristen Bauer from True Blood.
Yeah, I didn't love it.
All right. Well, I got one more,
Go for it.
and that's Making Monsters. We watched that one earlier in the year.
Yeah, that was good.
Which
that
one
was
was that?
That was the slasher one.
Yeah, it was a slasher, but they had a strong paranormal element to it, where like one of his victims was haunting the person that was about to be another one of his victims, trying to get him out. The killer had a really cool mask that had like this jawbone thing on it. It was really sick. And
It's all right. I
You know-
didn't remember the last one either.
yeah, no, I was
It was a
hoping that was
screener.
gonna. Yeah, it was a screener we got. I was hoping it was gonna get Blu-ray, but it didn't.
Has it
The
even got a
one-
physical release?
No, I don't think so.
I another one that I think we kind of had somewhat of a mixed response on, but I think maybe we were a little hard was Super Deep. I didn't rewatch it, but I do think when that movie was strong, it was really strong.
It's just too long.
It was a little long. Yeah.
My issues were like, I think the dubbing and I think some of the acting was like it just felt so generic, and not like there was a lot of like heart put into the performances, but the special effects and creature effects, I mean, fucking great.
Yeah, top notch stuff at the end there. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my honorable mentions, and I don't think this will be on anybody's list, but it was just such a goddamn good time, and that's Black Friday. I had a really good time with Black Friday. It turns into a kaiju movie, fucking too. I mean, how am I not going to love that? And you know, Bruce Campbell, the whole cast. I mean, even Michael J. White. He was fucking great in it, even though I'm not a big fan of that motherfucker. Outside the Spawn, just his kung fu movies.
He's in Toxic Avenger 2, so he's always gonna get some love from me.
Fair enough. Shit, I haven't watched Toxic Avenger 2 in so long. I don't even remember.
Prepare, it's coming soon.
Citizen Toxie. We all know where I stand.
Oh,
For me, and I'll just read off the rest of my honorable mentions. I think Beta Test is definitely worth checking out. I don't know if you guys seen it. It's really good. Blood Red Sky. That movie gave us everything and the kitchen sink.
Little long.
It's long.
Yeah.
It is,
a little
but
too long though. Too. It really could have used some.
It either needs to get shortened or go into a miniseries. That was my thing, because there is enough story to tell to warrant that amount of time, but there's definitely like fat it could be trimmed.
Yeah.
That one I fucking loved, and the last one I'll give is a classic horror story. It's fucking fantastic.
Oh,
I like that one.
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Italian horror, which we
Yep.
don't get that often nowadays.
Dude, like, this close to making my list, but
Yeah, and there are others. I mean, you know, it's funny. 2020 was maybe the best year for horror in general in a couple decades. It was just an amazing year. But I think 2021 was good. I think theatrical horror was not so hot, at least for me. But just in general, there were a lot of really good movies this year, and quite a few of them. Hopefully, our lists have helped you out, because some are not getting as much attention as they deserve. But we are going to get into some of the not so great.
Here we go.
but I still have
movies.
one more, and it's
Oh.
I'm the only one who saw this one here. And I was considering putting it on my list, and it could have been very high, but trying to figure out the actual release date, it's listed as 2000. I didn't see 2001, and that is Sky Sharks. I really fucking love that one.
Oh yeah, that was last year.
Last year's in 2001 or 2021 or 2020?
No, 2020. That's
See,
when
I get contradicting reports because that's what I thought, but like
that's when you guys watched it. Was the
I'm
first
not-
year I did the show.
I
If
didn't watch it.
Yeah,
No
I
one's
think it
watched
is 2020.
Oh, maybe I'm
but
gonna mix
I will second that though, because I mean, if you're interested in a movie called Sky Sharks,
Why
it
wouldn't you be?
delivers. Yeah. Well, there's some pretty shitty shark movies out there with outlandish titles.
Iron
that are
Shark.
not fun.
Sharknado 2 is the best fucking Sharknado movie. I will fight anybody that says it.
No, I agree by far, actually. Yeah,
But
that
'cause,
one's
like,
fun.
the official release date for Sky Sharks when I googled it was August 26, 2020 in Germany. So I don't even know. That's why I didn't include it. But
I feel like you watched it though around 20, like the end of the year. When did you first watch it? Do you remember?
It was this year because I noted it on my list.
Huh.
But
Too
it's
many
like
chair
there's
shots.
yeah. Because
So-
there was that other German one, that Blood Vessel. I kind of was, I don't know, those.
Oh,
kinda,
fucking Blood Vessel was on my top 5 of last year. love
yeah, I
that
know,
fucking
and I
movie.
think that's why I get confused when it actually came out. Oh, here's a comment.
Ben Grimm. I like the Toll. Kind of reminded me of Dead End.
Ooh, I wasn't a big fan of that one. That's actually towards probably one of my least favorite this year. I don't know what it was though. I think the trailer looked really strong, and I was just disappointed with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's some worst of titles for a lot of people on my list. We Need to Do Something is probably the most. I would say more people dislike that than actually like it, but what can I say? I dug it.
Why don't we get into the worst of them?
Worst of. So I'm sure we'll bounce around a little bit on this, but
We know Dan's too.
well, I won't go first. Who
I'll
wants to go first?
I'll fucking go first because, and this is the worst of the fucking worst. Don't watch this goddamn movie by fucking any means of imagination. Put out by SRS Cinema.
Oh,
Zilla
Jesus.
Foot. One of the fucking worst pieces.
Say it again.
Zilla Foot.
Zillafoot. Okay.
One of the worst pieces of shit I've ever fucking seen in my goddamn life. Basically, half of the movie is a bunch of YouTubers putting in clips so they could be in a movie. It's fucking dog shit. The effects are terrible. There's nothing redeeming about that movie whatsoever. And I was really pissed the fuck off that I spent $20 on that piece of shit. I actually Patreon exclusive video coming soon. I'm gonna destroy that motherfucker on our Patreon. I'm gonna smash that fucking disc with a hammer. Fuck that goddamn movie. I hate it so fucking much. It's just the perfect reason why nobody takes SRS Cinema fucking seriously, which sucks because sometimes they'll fucking put out really good stuff like Hal from Beyond the Fog or fucking
Yeah,
the Rigo or Rigo films, even though those aren't great. And recently they put out The Great Buddha Arrival in Nezra 1964, which are 2 new kaiju films that I'm really looking forward to. But Zillafoot was just a black eye on the whole kaiju genre when it came to SRS, and it really fucking pissed me off that I spent money on that garbage.
Uh-oh, Ben. Kruger might turn on you.
No, I'm a fan of SRS too. It's by no means like I'm not trying to shit on them, but when you put out a movie that
I will.
But when you put out a movie that fucking terrible like Zillafoot, and just in comparison to all the other kaiju and tokusatsu stuff they've put out, it's just a black eye on the whole fucking thing, and it makes me really upset that I spent money thinking, hey, another kaiju film from fucking SRS Cinema, I'm gonna obviously grab that, and then I get presented with some fucking YouTubers putting in clips that are gonna be in a movie.
Yeah, that's pretty upsetting.
People forget about Sub Rosa. There's a lot of crap, but they do get that gem once in a while.
So Sub Rosa, wait, is that SRS now?
Yeah,
Oh,
SRS,
okay.
Sub Rosa is what I knew it as.
Yeah, I remember. I just didn't realize they fold. Or yeah,
I
Sub
just
Rosa
remembered what I liked the least of this year or last year, and it fucking ruined my first time back at a movie theater. I should have went to go see Godzilla versus Kong, but I decided to see Spiral from the Book of Saw like a fucking dumbass. And
Yeah.
that was so terrible. And the fact it was my first time back to the theater, and I got all excited because I could smell the popcorn. Oh, it's so familiar. This is gonna be great. Fucking, I'm gonna hang out with Jigsaw, and then they give me this fucking turd of a fucking movie. Fuck that movie. Fuck that time. And ugh.
Yeah, I'm with you. That movie's a piece of shit and the worst out of the whole Saw series. And Jigsaw was fucking, I thought was terrible too. And fucking this Jigsaw's eons better than that piece of shit.
Dan, I'm shocked that neither of us put Empty Man on the list. Did I?
Didn't count for me. I know it's been on a couple lists because that was like borderline, but it was a 2020.
But it digital on 2021. and that was its release.
Technically, I think it could have been justified, and Empty Man would certainly be way up there. But I was just like, nah, because I'm pretty
not
sure
on
I
my
picked
list.
it
Fuck that.
last year.
Well, the thing is, like, there's so many movies been held back. It's like So
I would have not
It's
argued anybody picking it, but I think I picked it last year, I believe, and
No, you didn't.
so,
No,
all right.
top five.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I thought I did, or I thought I mentioned it, so I was like, I could go with that.
We didn't watch it till January 13th, 2021.
Yeah, I kind of respected the release date on that because technically,
the release date was January 13th, 2021.
no, it was in theatrical too.
Who cares?
So I didn't pick it. It's not on most lists. So most people think Todd's wrong because it's not on a lot of lists for this year. Ton for the 2020 though.
It's trash.
But everybody knows I love Empty Man. So
yeah, I know. I just
Caca.
I think you need to watch it again. Folks.
I don't want to suffer through that.
Another movie that was just dog shit this year for me was Baphomet. Baphomet was
that was
fucking
bad.
terrible.
awful. Like movie didn't even deserve a rating, like, at all. That movie's a fucking 0 out of 5.
I remember going in to review it and not remembering a fucking thing about the movie except Danny on Zoom.
Dude, I was so excited too because I love Cradle of Filth and just, Baphomet, fucking Satan. I'm down.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. But it was fucking, it was just goddamn terrible. And even Giovanni Radici couldn't fucking redeem it. Like, it was just so bad.
Yeah, no bueno.
Shook too. Shook, I hated. Absolutely fucking hated. I know Ben earlier said that was one of his worst of the year, and I agree. Shook was terrible. I think you liked it though, Todd.
I don't even remember.
It's an influencer movie. It opens up with the outside the nightclub, but it's like a parking lot. She had a little dog.
Yeah, and the chick
got in a fight with the Uber driver.
Yeah, and chick gets killed with the high heel.
Yeah.
It's not good. I don't think I hated it as much as everybody else did, but it's still a waste of time.
The one I did forget to mention in my honorable mentions real quick was that I really liked, and it's just smaller. Don't Let Her In, the one Full Moon put out. The little
early.
That's a recommend.
Early in the year watch too. Yeah. Worst of the year, throwing out a few that I know some people mentioned in the chat. Demonic was, I think, a career killer for Neil Blomkamp. One that I watched
like
this
a crazy
year.
Give him another shot.
I don't think a career killer though.
That's where I'm like, hold on.
You ain't getting your Alien movie made after shitting that out.
He wasn't getting that shit anyways.
I still have faith.
Yeah, maybe. But Hypnotic, I don't know if anybody even remembers that. I thought that was garbage.
That the one Kate Siegel wrote?
Kate Siegel from Haunting of Hill House. I thought that was just trash.
Yeah, it was trash.
The Unholy, awful. And that was an adaptation of a great James Herbert novel. So there was no excuses for that to suck as bad as it did. Obviously, I didn't love Candyman, although it's not worse than those that I just mentioned.
Obviously.
My absolute worst of the year, and I am 100%. I don't get it, and that's cool. I know a lot.
Oh, what's Stan's Mike?
But Halloween Kills, to me, when I say I didn't like it, I watched some crap this year too. I could put that up against even like a $2,000 backyard film, and I still think Halloween Kills was genuinely the worst movie I saw this year. Maybe the worst movie I've seen in the last 5 years. I just thought it was shit from beginning to end. But I know you a lot of people liked it in the chat. But
Evil Dies Tonight.
That's right.
Worst written movie ever. God damn.
Okay, like here's the thing. I cannot defend it being a good movie, but I had a shitload of fun with it.
No, it's schlock. It's stupid schlock the whole time.
Dan used to like bad movies.
But don't you have higher expectations from? Oh, I like plenty of crap, but don't you have different expectations from a Halloween franchise than like it's Manos the Handsome?
Not anymore.
It's not really.
We've had a lot of shitty sequels.
To be
not
honest,
that shitty though.
Rob Zombie.
we have.
Yeah, so that prepared me for this.
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is fucking goddamn awful. It's fucking that movie is so bad that Jeffrey Daniels Phillips, I think that's his name, the dude with the big teeth, he fucking gets killed in the beginning of the movie and comes back as a character in face paint, but you could tell because of his goddamn huge teeth. That's how shitty that fucking movie is. I think Halloween Kills for me. I love Halloween 2018. I absolutely love that fucking movie. It's one of my favorite sequels. Just because of how everything's done with Carpenter on the soundtrack. I mean, fucking, it was like a boy's wet dream when I saw that movie in the theaters. And then Halloween Kills is just so tonally different, but at the same time, I get what they're making a stupid slasher movie. That's 100% what they were trying to go for, and I think they accomplished that well, especially when the kills are really fucking good.
I know what I'm watching tonight now.
It's not a great movie by any fucking means, but it to turn your brain off and just watch Michael do his thing for an hour and a half while some stupid assholes run around and say evil dies tonight like a bunch of idiots. I mean, you could have a lot of fun with that. I've watched Halloween Kills a shit ton this year. I mean, just when it was on Peacock, I watched at least 3 or 4 fucking times.
You know what I realized? That our commentary is only for the theatrical version, so I think we need to redo it.
Do the extended cut.
Maybe Dan's internet will work this time.
Dan,
who knows?
Yeah, Dan, you fucking bitched out last time anyway.
Oh, my stuff's not working.
My internet that it blew it for our show. It also blew it for Region Free.
Sure it did. You were just committed to the live.
Bullshit artist.
We did appreciate you, carny fuck.
Oh, so it was also region free, so it was important. That's what he said.
I missed like 3 things, and then I was just like, nah, I'm good. I'm not watching that shit again. But one that I think we all hated, and correct me if I'm wrong, that we didn't mention yet, is Old.
I was just gonna pull this up on the screen.
I didn't hate Old. I just didn't like it that much. Ben Grimm. Old was my number 1 worst of the year. I almost walked out of the theater on it. Great concept, terrible script, terrible line delivery, bad pacing.
Yeah, I didn't like the reveal either. I think the reveal was kind of dumb.
I don't think I was on the show where you guys reviewed it for whatever reason. But yeah, I was like a 2 out of 5 out of that. I think the one scene in the cave with the chick's body twisting around, that was pretty cool, but everything else was pretty lame. And I did feel for the younger characters, just because seeing their whole life go, past their eyes in a matter of fucking days. I thought that was pretty horrifying, especially with the one chick that got pregnant.
Thomas and Mackenzie, right? No, that was the older girl.
Yeah.
She wasn't the blonde one. My bad. But look at her being on the top of both best of and fucking worst of lists.
Yeah, I hope she does more. She's such a goddamn
fucking
good
Jodie Foster, the sequel. Fuck yeah, do more.
The chat brought this up, so I think I'm just gonna ask. What's your favorite show of 2021? That genre show?
100% Midnight Mass for me.
Okay, which I haven't watched. So
yeah, that show blew my motherfucking mind. And I mean, like, I'm not necessarily a guy that loves super slow, brooding, horror stories, but what that did, and them mixing everything together with the Catholic religion, holy fuck, such a goddamn masterpiece. And I think that's the best thing Mike Flanagan has ever put out.
So I will have to agree with you genre wise. It's Midnight Mass by far is the best horror television show. Right underneath it though, Chucky, because fucking hilarious and awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of tossed up where I feel about Chucky, because the ending left me a little bit disappointed. I really wanted to see straight up Gremlins with Chucky in the movie theater. You know what I mean? That would have been so fucking cool if there was 1,000 Chuckies just massacring everybody and seeing that in a movie theater. That would have been really sick. It didn't live up to that expectation.
Season 2, we'll see.
But there's a lot I do love about that fucking show. It's definitely up there, but I think Squid Games would probably be my second.
Oh, that's a really good one.
I think the acting and the twist and turns in the story, and there's a lot of rewatch value now with the twists and turns that the story goes to, where you can go back and start to see little things you didn't notice before. So I love Squid Games. I can't wait for the sequel. I'm really interested to see where they're gonna go with it.
I did watch that finally this week.
I was gonna say, Todd and Dan, if you guys have seen it,
I watched it this week.
Okay, Dan.
This year, to be honest, and I'm just starting to catch up on a lot of TV stuff, but I did watch some obviously this year. I'm the only person on Earth that hasn't watched Squid Games.
Well, until last week, I could have said this. You wouldn't have been alone.
Yeah, I think I heard. It's just like that show. I kept hearing so much about it. I'm like, I'll get to it when I get to it at this point because I already know.
I think you'll dig it.
I'm sure I will, from what I understand.
I still managed to go in knowing nothing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this was. I did watch Midnight Mass, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. Chucky might be starting to run out of a little bit of steam for me, but I'm still entertained by it. It's not exactly what I'd like, but I'm still with it for now. One that I'll throw out there, and it's not a new show, but for some reason it's kind of cool to shit on Walking Dead now. But I'm not talking Walking Dead. The spinoff Fear the Walking Dead has been damn good recently. And they're going into territories now that I never expected. I won't throw out any spoilers, but intense. Like, actually, like, there's some recent episodes.
So that's your favorite of the year? Is that what you're saying?
Not, I don't know if my favorite TV show, period, is Raised by Wolves, but that's really more sci-fi than anything.
Well, and that was last year, too.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's still going, though. So, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
No, we're talking about,
this past year, 2021.
It did air in 2021, didn't it?
No, it didn't. 2020.
They
it was with Love.
Okay.
I remember because it was airing around the time Lovecraft Country.
They overlapped. Because remember,
we might have stretched a little.
Our Lost show they were supposed to be recorded the same day. Was because they both just wrapped.
Amazingly, we that's our only Lost show, isn't it? Or we have one other one that
don't jinx us.
I know, fucking Dan.
Yeah, for now.
But yeah, I mean, as far as like on TV right now, but I watched the first few of the Day of the Dead show, and that was fun fluff from what I saw. Not a great show, but it was entertaining.
Yeah, that's one of the ones where I think 4 episodes in.
Oh, sounds like it dipped, huh?
Well, I got 4 episodes in, and then I tried to watch 5, and I was like, all right, I got other shit that I need to watch instead. I think I actually started watching Squid Games in the middle of it, and I was like, oh, this is way better.
I'm the only one who finished it, I guess.
I do want to go back and rewatch it, though. I just know that Stephen Kostanski, since I'm a big fan of him, he stopped directing after the first 4 episodes, and it was somebody else and then another director later on. So I kind of was like, all right, I saw all the Kostanski
You're
episodes.
good. You're good. You don't need to...
Yeah, and Indy was asking about Fear the Walking Dead, and dude, it again, Fear the Walking Dead really kind of reboots itself a few times, and the setting is always the current setting. I really hadn't thought of them going there, and it makes total sense. I think Fear the Walking Dead surpassed Walking Dead a few seasons ago, at least.
They kind of lost me when they like did the whole 180 turn on our cast and just kind of threw the old cast away and basically made a brand new show. And don't tell me anything. I kind of know they're trying to recon some stuff, so don't say anything.
Oh, good. Sorry.
No, that was it. I'm still. I need to catch up on that though.
I did want to mention Godzilla Singular Point that came out this year. I absolutely fucking loved. I know that's a very split audience, though. There's some people that hate it, but some people that love it. Me personally, I'm one of the ones that love it. Also, Hellbound on Netflix was pretty goddamn solid. Some of the CGI is a little dodgy, but I'm a little bit more forgiving when it comes to TV shows. And the story, I mean, fuck, like some really heavy shit. Almost similar to Midnight Mass when it comes to like religion aspects and but
which is
it's-
why I haven't rushed into the religious one.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you, but I do think both of those are worth watching, and they're like, there's cool enough shit to where you're not going to be bored because it's just all this stupid fake bullshit, as you would say.
Oh, there we go. Panic. Melissa said Panic and them are awesome on Prime.
Them.
We wanted to do a show,
Fuck,
but
that-
Dan wouldn't allow that.
I totally
It's
forgot
hard
about
to keep
them.
up with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Them,
Holy
them was
shit.
really fucking good.
Yeah, that may.
No, I
that's
still
neck
think
and-
for me, Midnight Mass is still better, but them is right up there.
Cat in the bag. All I gotta
Yeah,
say.
I would put them above Chucky, for sure.
Here's
Yeah, I
my
think-
thing. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I think them would probably be neck and neck with Squid Game as number 2 or maybe number 3. I don't know.
You
it's
like
hard.
Hellbound too, right?
Yeah, Hellbound though I don't think was on the same level as the other few,
Okay.
but it's still worth checking out for sure.
All right.
I'm just gonna
I
throw out
love-
Invincible
whatever.
because it's really bloody. And it's a cartoon. It's action.
I'm
Fucking
fucking
rule.
up. Yeah, I'm fucking up. Invincible beats everything. That is the most brutal, fucked up superhero shit I have ever seen in my goddamn life.
What is
It-
that again?
It's this really fucked
Robert
up.
Kirkman comic before he did The Walking Dead, but The Walking Dead took off before.
Oh, okay. I think.
Yeah,
I know something about
it's this brutal, gory, just awesome fucking superhero story. And there's homages to so many different superhero characters in the story too. So like, you know, it's really, really fucking cool.
It
And
is-
I think
it is.
Dan,
They doubled in episodes for season 2, so we're gonna get 20 next
What?
next season. Yeah,
good. I can't fucking wait. And that's one of the shows actually I couldn't stop watching. Like once I started, I was like, yeah, this is all I'm watching for the next few fucking days because of how awesome it is. I think you, Dan, because you have, I think, as far as reviews and stuff, like with superhero stuff, you don't like
Yeah.
things that don't get super dark. This is one of the most darkest,
Yep.
fucked up superhero stories
But you do have to bear the first episode though. You have just go along with
until
it.
the end. I mean,
that's
the
what I'm
end-
saying.
yeah.
Once you get to the very end, you'd be like,
What
oh,
is-
this is what they're talking about.
What is the threat? I mean, is it a horror?
I don't want to tell you.
You gotta watch
anything
the
at
first
all.
episode.
It
You
is
just gotta-
definitely worth checking out.
You just gotta watch it, and it's a really. I mean, the essential story is about a kid whose dad is a superhero, and he's coming into his powers, and because of that, it changes a bunch of shit of how the world is going to be in the future.
Glenn from
That's
The
all-
Walking Dead voices Invincible.
Oh,
And then
Stephen
it-
Yen has been doing a lot lately. He's
And his-
really
And his dad is
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. Yeah.
Jake is, yeah. Dan, that's one
Fantastic
you need
Beasts.
to watch because I think you of all people would
Yeah.
appreciate how dark it gets. It's
Yeah,
the
I see-
darkest superhero thing I've ever seen.
Someone mentioned The Boys, and that show is also fucking fantastic too. Ben Grimm, The Boys has a new season and an anthology cartoon coming in a couple of months.
honestly, I'd probably love The Boys. I love Carl Urban, but I don't know that I'm ever going to get to it.
Dude,
Yeah, I
it's-
need to watch it for sure. It's up on my list, but
It's one of my favorite things. It's up there for me with like The Mandalorian. That is appointment viewing. As soon as it comes out, I have to go see it.
Yeah.
see right.
Well,
Oh,
well, I'll throw mine out there because I keep trying to.
Go for it. Sorry.
Mine, until this week, Chucky probably would have been my number one, but now that I've watched Squid Games is my easy number one. So
Nice. It's a fantastic fucking show.
not 2021, but Peacemaker's been pretty fucking great. Too.
Oh my
Tonight,
god! New episode tonight at midnight.
Dan, don't
White
watch
Dragon.
it. You'll
White-
Dan, you'll fucking hate it.
I
You
can't
know what?
follow
He can-
John. I can't follow John Cena.
He disappears in the role. I shit you not. And you know how much I hate John Cena? Oh, I hated John Cena. He's fucking
Well,
Peacemaker now. He's awesome.
He's
White Dragon.
fine. He's fine in comedies. I just don't want to sit and
This-
watch John Cena for.
well,
Let's not sit here and try to convince Dan to watch it.
well,
Yeah,
no.
look,
All I was going to remind him.
him.
All I was going to do is remind him it's written and directed by James Gunn.
He don't like James Gunn.
Yeah, but he hated Suicide Squad. So
Did he? I don't even remember.
oh, I did hate Suicide Squad,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I
This
mean,
is a
I
direct
like.
spinoff.
But I wouldn't say I don't like James Gunn. James Gunn's done some fantastic.
You don't like
yeah,
James
but
Gunn.
I think if you hated Suicide Squad, you're not going to like this
Yeah.
at all.
I will cross that one off the list.
Well, let me ask you this: did you like John Cena's character in Suicide Squad? Okay.
I did.
Yeah,
I
see,
could
that was
take it
my
or
other
leave
question.
it. It was
Yeah.
fine. I mean,
Yeah, don't watch Invincible either. Actually, you don't deserve it.
Real talk though, if we were including superhero stuff, Suicide Squad would have been my number 2 on my top 5 or top 10.
Justice League for me, but let's not do that because open up a big fucking door.
Yeah.
Well, if we do our top 10 on our nominations, when you can put that wherever you want.
yeah, we do. I mean, shit, it's coming up faster than you think. We will have our Oscar show, so we'll throw out like some stuff that maybe got snubbed and
Well, I'm gonna
horror stuff.
Our first Oscar show will be March 27th. Wait, no, that's the actual awards.
No, February 5th.
Thank you.
Yeah, we might have a. Did we do the
No.
watch along last year? or
February 8th, actually.
Oh, my bad.
No, did we
Are
do
we-
a watch along for the announcements? No.
Are we doing that this year?
They're at 5 a.m. for us.
I'm fine. Dan, you're probably still awake at that time.
No, they're 8 a.m. for Dan.
Yeah, he's still awake. He's just
you
going to
guys
bed.
are going to get up at 5 to do a show?
We are getting up at 5, sir. Get your fucking ass up.
I was going to say we'll just do it in the evening.
That's fine too.
We will do our Oscar show as we normally do. And
Indie Phantom, no, they get announced February 8th.
yeah.
There's a lot of vampires in the community that don't mind the super late shows, so I might be up for it.
I'm gonna be asleep. I'm not getting up at 5.
That's
We'll
the problem.
see. Maybe
Actually, I'll be up already because I'm getting ready for work and shit.
work. That's why I didn't want to do that. But we will do our live watch along for the Oscars too, like we did last year.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so we did. I was trying to remember if we talked about that.
Last year we just did our predictions,
Yeah.
and then we did a live watch along with the Oscars. So we'll continue that.
We should just go ahead and say that we're hosting the Oscars because there's no good
They're
host
bringing a
anymore.
host back this year.
Yeah.
Who did they say? Is it Pete Davidson? He's taking everybody's job right now.
Oh, shit.
And
I don't know.
And fucking Kanye's wife. Fuck.
Pete
Dude,
Davidson.
no, Kanye upgraded to Julia Fox, so Kanye's winning. Whatever he can be as crazy as you want. He's banging Julia Fox. That man is a winner.
Shout out Easy.
I'm just gonna say we're the hosts. So yeah, you can don't bother watching. Just watch us. We should just
Take
We
over the
should, like,
Oscars. That's amazing.
Kruger should just come
Take
on
it
and shit over everything. Well, I can't use the language I would use. So.
hashtag make Oscars funny again.
We should all do a Phantom Thread watch along. That would be fucking. You know,
That's
we
it.
all might kill ourselves.
I quit. But you know what? I'll do it if Dan does Halloween Kills.
No,
You know what? If I get Ozzy to do the trauma watch along, I'm gonna make Dan do the Halloween Kills watch along.
Good luck with the Aussie one, though.
if he watches the Trauma, the Chilean film, if he watches the Extreme Chilean film, if Ozzy can get through that whole thing, I'll watch that shit turd again. I mean, I'm fine, but I don't think Ozzy's going to make it through the whole thing, and I'd be
All right.
confirmation.
If he knows the goal, I think he might.
Next UEW show, I gotta threaten him, Todd.
Okay. There
Yeah,
we
just
go.
tell him he's going to get a pile driver through a barbed wire cable if he doesn't. And you sit there, you watch him, intimidate him with the mask, make sure he doesn't look at his phone, and there you
See,
go.
that would actually be funnier if we had an actual live watch along. Ozzy just chilling. I'm like fucking holding his eyeballs open and shit.
Well,
Oh fuck.
okay. I see it in the chats. We'll figure out if we're gonna do the nominations live. I don't know. That seems early.
I'll be up.
I know. But how long does that shit take? Like 2 hours?
No, they read it off. It's like done in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, then we'll just fucking do it in the evening, and then we can just talk.
Sure.
Whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll keep you posted.
That's usually when I make the list that we gotta catch up on anyway. So
And I'll just say this real quick, since no one mentioned it, of their favorite show of 2021. Dexter New Blood. Go listen to our tomorrow.
So,
Tomorrow's the show.
without revealing anything, because I haven't watched it,
you got to watch it tomorrow, Dan.
would you
No.
say that it has redeemed
Dan,
I would say
you
check out the
underst-
episode.
Yeah. Did you not just hear me say we're fucking releasing an episode tomorrow? Why are we going to give our opinions right now?
Well, I was going to have you put it in the chat, and I was going to no sell it, but I'm just curious. But that's okay.
Tomorrow you can find out our thoughts on Dexter New Blood.
Hey, you only need to watch the first 5 minutes because
Oh yeah, we get right into spoilers.
yeah, we get right to spoil. So you'll get our opinions real quick and then move along.
Awesome. All right.
Well,
I've got a lot of TV on my list. I'm going to try and get something else in now.
Okay.
well, before we close, I think everybody should go over their top 10 just
Yeah.
one more
Yeah,
time.
good point,
Sure.
Kruger. I was going to say that. Yeah.
You want
All
to
right.
kick us off?
Yeah, I'll kick us off. Hold on, let me fucking find it. Jesus Christ. All right, so number 10, Fried Berry for me. Number 9 was Titan. Number 8 was Malignant. Number 7 was Antlers. Number 6 was The Last Matinee. Number 5 was Willy's Wonderland. Number 4 was Skull the Mask or Massacra de Ananga. Number 3 was Last Night in Soho. Number 2 was Gaia. And number 1, of course, was Psycho fucking Gorman.
PG. Right on. For me, starting with 10, Vicious Fun. Number 9, The Medium. Number 8, Godzilla vs. Kong. Number 7, The Tomorrow War. Number 6, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Number 5, No Man of God. Number 4, Titan. Number 3, The Stylist. Number 2, The Nighthouse. And number 1, by far, Last Night in Soho. For me.
All right. Starting my number 10 was The Heart Never Forgets. My number 9 was We Need to Do Something. Number 8, The Medium. Number 7, Meander. Number 6 is Come True. Number 5, Gaia. Number 4, The Nighthouse. Number 3, Titan. Number 2, Censor. And my number 1 was Saint Maud.
All right. We didn't have that much crossover. All right. My number 10 was Karen. My number 9 was Last Matinee. My tie for number 8, Ted Bundy, American Boogeyman, and Eileen Wuornos, American Boogie Woman. Number 7, Fear Street, 1994, Part 1. 6, Malignant. 5, Censor. 4, The Nighthouse. 3, Psycho Gorman. 2, Titan. And 1, easy, Last Night in Soho.
Fuck yeah. And Indie Phantom, you asked about Zapped. Yes, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, it's a done deal. We just got to lock down a time. I'm thinking Sunday, but we're gonna talk off air.
Well,
Figure
this
it out.
It'll happen.
Let me know. Yeah.
All right.
So, guys, we hope you check these films out. Another interesting theme that just hit me is, for me at least, I think only one American film. I believe. Because Come True is Canadian.
Oh,
Only one American movie.
in your list?
Yeah, I was just looking it
The
over.
entire list?
Yeah, I believe so. My top 10. Yeah, I don't believe We Need to Do Something. I believe it's the lone American film. Now, Come True is Canadian, and I usually say North American, but yeah, great year for foreign horror, I think, for your guys' list too.
All right.
Sure. All right. Well, that being said, let's get the fuck out of here, gentlemen. This was a great year, and we'll do it again in about 12 months' time. Dan, let's say goodnight.
Good night, guys.
Todd,
Good evening.
Stay sick, motherfuckers.
I'll see you in Disneyland.